Rise and shine, family. All right, check it out. Every time I go online, every time I check my inbox, every time I get in my comments, somebody is saying, talk about the Keke Palmer situation. What are your thoughts on the Keke Palmer situation? Well, I have a lot to say about the Keke Palmer situation, no cap. But I'm afraid that anything I'll say will be countered by lame excuses, gender biases, and double standards. Now, I know morals and right and wrong is really subjective and not objective, so I give you guys a break. You guys see fashion how you see it. You have your own moral code. Relationships are about the people in them, and in some relationships, they can wear whatever they want. They have different boundaries and whatnot. So you're gonna have those type of ideas, right? But the major problem is he spoke to what the problem was, the dress. So we see that there is an issue that doesn't point to a right and wrong, but we see there is a concern. But how do you guys take that? You shame him. You tell her that she can disregard what he says, be insensitive to him. Do not cooperate with your partner. Yo, that's weird to me, okay? So here's some of the excuses you guys make. Well, he don't make enough money. That's a gender bias, a double standard, because if a man made the most money, I mean, it could be an NBA player with a kept wife at home. Let that man cheat. He is dishonoring his wife. He's disrespecting his wife and family. He's humiliating his wife and family. He's hurting her. He's a misogynist. He is an abuser. He is a bad man. But you ladies say, if she makes the most money, he don't even have a right to say anything. I've never seen you say that about a woman when she is being taken care of. So that tells me that you guys will move the bar for the sake of the gender. Now that's a problem, right? The next one you guys say, well, she's secure in her body. She should be able to do that if she's feeling secure. Well, if a man is feeling secure in his income or in his body, is it okay for him to go out showing his body parts? Right? Now, he'd probably be in jail by the end of the day if he was showing his body parts the same way she was, right? But women get an excuse to do that because they love their body. I would say that if a person's showing their naked body, it points to insecurity, not security. But I love how you guys play with words. You guys will call a person walking out half naked to get attention a secure person. Well, that's weird because you wouldn't call a man showing off all of his money and gold a secure person because he has money, right? You call him insecure and showing off. But you guys love to switch it, right? Here's the one that actually makes a little bit of sense. Keke Palmer used to dress that way. I looked it up. Damn it, she did. Okay, I'll give you that one. Maybe she didn't think twice about that. But now you're in a relationship and your man just said he didn't like it. What are you going to do? Are you going to listen to his concerns and then make changes according to your relationship and what makes your man happy, seeking harmony through sacrificing? Or are you going to say you're insecure? Are you going to shame him for the feelings that you put on him when you wore that dress and did those actions? The latter, right? And that's the world we live in. So if the woman says to her spouse, hey, I felt uncomfortable, if her husband went to an event, turned around, grabbed his stuff for Chloe Bailey, okay, they're making eye contact, he's looking at her like he wants to you know what, and he grabs his stuff for Chloe Bailey, are we gonna say, they just expressing themselves, he's just a man having a good time? No, we're gonna say he's wrong for how he's treating his baby's mother at home. Because another one of y'all's excuses is they're not married. I've never seen y'all say that when a man is mistreating a woman and they're not married. You just talk about the relationship and the respect and dignity they should have towards each other, regardless of a marriage. But you guys make all these excuses. So I'll say that women have a lot of terms for men. When men refuse to be vulnerable, when they refuse to lift their wives and treat their wives with honor and dignity, be motivated to go out and conquer, get resources for their family, their wives will say, you are a weak ass man. You're a weak ass man because you can't even fix your mouth to build your queen. And he would be a weak ass man if he can't do that, right? So I would say this, you're a weak ass woman if you can't be vulnerable and make your man feel secure. Yeah, I mean, feel secure. I mean, feel like he can trust you. Feel like there won't be infidelity, like no man can take you from him. Yeah, you're insecure. You're insecure if you can't make him feel confidence beyond measure. If you can't make him feel like a champion, just like if a man can't make his woman feel like she's beautiful, you're a weak ass woman. So let's just say that you cannot be vulnerable. You cannot completely trust your partner. They haven't done anything to deserve it, but maybe it's trauma that's got you like that. Maybe it's your independence that has you this way, but you cannot be completely vulnerable with your partner. You cannot uplift. You refuse to compliment. You don't want him to have a big head. You don't think you should have to cater to his ego. That makes you a weak ass woman. Do you know why? You're the nurturer. You have a superpower, the ability to lift this man up and inspire him and bring out the best in him, and you are refusing to use your power. You're a weak-ass woman, just like a man would be if he refuses to pour into his wife, care about her feelings, if he's completely insensitive to her feelings. So a lot of you guys' comments show that you're completely insensitive, that you would not care about your partner, even if y'all in a relationship, even if you had a child with them, y'all still make excuses and do them like that. This ain't really about Keke. I think it showed me how you guys are. And it's unbelievable, and it points to why relationships honestly don't work. I believe that he was wrong for how he messaged her. I think he should have talked to her about that in private. Look at the consequences from what happened from addressing her in the public. A situation that could have been handled in-house or discussed in-house is now a public matter, and everyone is weighing in, telling that man about his boundaries and what he should want and what he should allow in his own personal relationship. Completely unreal to me, and everyone is factoring in what they would do in a relationship, but we're talking about theirs. That man said he had a problem with it, right? But again, they say that's insecure, okay? But again, insecurity, family, is when you look in the mirror and you find things wrong with yourself. You're not confident to be expressive yourself. You hide yourself, you cover up yourself because you're insecure. In a relationship, what they are calling insecurity is a lack of trust. So they play with words to try to shame you. So what he felt in that moment was a lack of trust, okay? So again, the problem isn't really the dress. Even now, this is not an attempt to straw man you guys, as I have actually spoken to the actual topic, the problem with the dress. But because we spoken to that topic and you've already made your excuses and said your side, let's talk about how he looked at her, because that's the real problem, family. I don't care if this woman had on a trench coat, the same mink coat that Bumpy Johnson wore to the fight, and that made him a suspect in the eye of the law, right? I don't care if she had that coat on. I don't care if she had on a bubble coat made by Kanye with the boots to match. If you give a man a look like that, we're going to have a problem. And that problem is not my insecurity. The problem is your actions. The feeling I'm feeling is rage. The feeling I'm feeling is pain. The feeling I'm feeling is distrust, not insecurity. But you guys will say, he's feeling jealousy. You're gonna call him jealous when you're his spouse. Y'all just had a child, right? Y'all together in a relationship. And you're gonna get up there and look at another man like that, turn around, show him your butt that way, and then call him jealous if it bothers him. Yo, that sounds crazy to me. Because if a man put on some white wet windbreakers and went out and showed his you know what to women, looked them in the eyes like he wanted to do something to them, I can guarantee the women would feel pissed off. Okay? I just did a debate where the woman said the woman would feel pissed off.
You insecure about what I dress on, which as a woman, I should know what's appropriate for me to be.
Yes, you can make me feel like I can't trust your ass by how you dress.
I should already know that.
Yes, you can make me feel like I can't trust your ass by how you dress.
I already know that.
Yes, there's certain ways you can dress to make me feel like I can't trust you. Well, it'll be your problem because I would get rid of you. That's what would happen. That's what would happen. If I can't trust you because of how you dress, I wouldn't date you. I wouldn't deal with you. Well, that would be perfect because I wouldn't have to be with somebody.
That's why you're supposed to exploit. That's why you're supposed to exploit what you want instead of spending so much time on what you don't want. Exploit what you want. The world will be a happier place if everybody just focus on what they want and what they like.
Well, to answer the question, no, I don't think he was insecure at all. I don't think he was insecure at all. I just think he could have talked to her about it in person.
Why do you feel like he was insecure, Deanna?
Because he didn't like it. That's why he was insecure. And it's his fault too.
No, I feel like he was insecure. Deanna, listen. I feel like he was insecure. If he had seen her walk out of that house, if he already knew what she had on before she left that house, and then he had to put it over social media like that in that manner. No, let me rewind. If he seen it when she was in the house and he was okay with it and it wasn't a problem, and then all of a sudden it's a problem once she get out of the house, yes, I feel like that's being insecure. You should be insecure knowing that your woman, that you doing what you're supposed to do. Your woman is that insecure that she ain't thinking about nobody else.
That was his fault, huh?
That's all I'm saying.
So what if he was out? So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a real quick question.
I'm not blaming anybody.
Okay, that's fine. Let me ask you a real quick question. If it was him at the club, shaking his you-know-what, showing his you-know-what. He's dressed in a way that reveals his penis. He turns around to show it to Chloe Bailey, and his girlfriend at home with his baby comments, yo, that outfit though, you're a dad. Is she insecure? Yes or no?
Listen, she pissed off. It ain't about no insecure. She pissed off.
See how that changed? Yep, there you go.
She pissed off.
There
It's
you
both
go.
ways. She pissed
I
off.
love it. I love it, bro. But the man would be insecure. So it shows how you guys easily switch stuff. So that's gaslighting. It shows you will abuse your man if he has a problem with what you are doing. Yeah, you will gaslight him, confuse him, and abuse him by telling him he has the problem instead of acknowledging that there's an issue with how you were dressing, an issue with your body language and how you looked at this man. Yo, that's not cool. Take Aisha Curry, Steph Curry's wife. She pulls her ring off when she's attracted to another man, or pretends to. All she had to do was not pretend to take her ring off. But in doing so, she's embarrassed her man. So what, he jealous now? He make enough money? Can he say something about that? I've noticed in many scenarios when it's the man going out and he seems to embarrass his girl, y'all don't make all these excuses, but you're making these excuses now. It's really telltale. But the biggest example for me that tripped me out is when we're talking about, is it wrong to dress that way? Is it wrong to dress this way when you have a man? We're asking a predominant Christian world this question. And none of them is going what it would be. None of them is saying what it would be according to the religion that they say they believe in. They're making excuses for the year 2023. It's 2023. People is dressing like this now. But don't you believe in God? Don't you believe in the Bible? I mean, you believe in that, right? Now, I don't, but I'm just saying you do. And if you do, why don't you have morals? Why are you in the air about this? See, because not even God can hold the modern woman accountable. Not even God. They'll say they believe in that, but if even that tells them to clean up their act, they'll disregard that. It's a lose-lose situation. And that's why I say, men, you just have to pick the right woman. You have to pick a woman with boundaries, because she's not going to form them because you have them. She's not going to raise her standards because she's in a relationship with you. She's going to believe she should be able to do whatever she wants, when she wants, how she wants, and you just got to go along with it. So you would have to constantly push your morals to the side to make room for this other person who has no moral code and no boundaries. But also they'll hold you accountable to some morals. They want to be treated correctly. They don't want to be in a relationship seeing you go out and publicly embarrass them that same way. But hey, if you ask them to stop, they'll start talking about, hey, their rights as a woman, right? It's mind-blowing, family. I don't know. And the last thing is, I'll say this. She is an entertainer. A lot of people say make room for her career. She is an entertainer. She is friends with Usher. She probably does know him. She probably isn't so into him like she showed it off, right? I think what could have happened in that moment is, benefit of the doubt here, she knows Usher. He's a friend to her. She doesn't see him as a celebrity. She's a celebrity, but she's going to play along. The cameras on them. She's got a stadium full of women that she wants to connect with. She's going to pretend that she is, enthralled by Usher, that she is really into him, mesmerized by him, because, hey, they likely would be. So let's build that connection, right? She appears that she's really into him. Then she turns around, shows him that ass. He looks at her like he wanted to screw. She looks back with the same look in her eyes. And this could all be an attention grabber, and them solely thinking about themselves and using that other person as a prop. It may actually not be that she's attracted to him at all. It's easy for a lot of women to say that it's so because they are, but they're not celebrities. You understand? But even if that being said is the kicker, and it was to try to sell off her products of the mom garments, or just to go viral, or whatever thing, it could have been a setup. You still have to talk to your man and make sure he's prepared for that type of stuff. You understand? Because it's still very embarrassing to him to see that happening, if that were the case. She could have been compensated to get up there and act. She's an actor. And if an actor has a wife and he'll get on scene and in camera and he'll kiss and he'll act attractive, he'll give those same looks to the female counterpart or whatever the person he's playing the movie with. And the wife understands, right? Denzel Washington understands when he kisses other women and looks in their eyes like he loves them. And it's so convincing, it even convinces us during the movie, right? So maybe at home she has told herself, he's an actor, and she's found a way to compartmentalize and not allow that to bother her. Maybe he hasn't, and you can tell by his message to her on social media that he was unprepared, that he is a little bit of underdeveloped, because again, that's a conversation you're supposed to have with your lady. You don't ever try to embarrass your spouse. So even if I do something that I think that is inappropriate, or that my wives think is inappropriate, I'm going to want you to say that to me behind closed doors, not in front of people. You understand? So if his message was truly for Keke Palmer, then it should have been had, the conversation should have been had with Keke Palmer. Because now once you got all these people invested in it, they're going to be fueling her in a certain way here, okay? And if she takes their ideas, she could come back to you with this whole different attitude, believing what these outsiders are saying, right? Hey, you make the most money. Hey, you shouldn't have to listen to him, and don't let him control you, and don't let him manipulate you. And hey, man, you never know, man. These talking points women really grab onto these talking points, family, all right? And really believe in them. So when I look at it now, they appear to be broke up. They're deleting each other off. So this conversation didn't go well, because it seems like all of this is happening as an ego trip. She's making songs, dancing in front of the camera with music in the background that seems to be suggesting that he missed out and he fumbled the bag. And so you can see all these little childish things going on. Yeah, he shouldn't have told her. He shouldn't have told her in a public setting. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, hey, people use Facebook, and hey, that's what we do. I'm telling you, man, you have to kind of think about consequences instead of morals, because we don't have a set moral code. None of us do. Nobody tells us exactly what's right and wrong. So we have to look at the consequences, right? Him telling her he had a problem with it online fueled her ego. It fueled her to react instead of respond, right? She didn't really hear what he had to say or take consideration for how he felt, because now she has to care about how she feels, being that everybody's in their business now talking about this subject, right? And so now she's going to take a different angle. Instead of giving you what you need or listening to your concerns, she's going to come at you because she's upset that you put that online. So now it's going to be well, you shouldn't have came at me that way. You shouldn't have talked to me that way. And now she's not going to be as obliged to give you what you need. You understand? So it's one of those things where you have to learn to respect each other inside that relationship, talk, grow together, and don't let other people in that, because they'll destroy your relationship. So anyway, I'll say this and I'll end the video, okay? It's not about right and wrong, as in a hard defined right and wrong. It's about understanding how your partner feels. It's about understanding responsibility to the reputation of your relationship, the responsibility to your partner's emotions, your responsibility to how you make your partner look and feel about you, right? Whether it be they trust you or whatnot. All those things, family, can bleed into how your partner treats you if you forsake that trust, okay? If you let them down in these areas. So don't get into relationships if you're not willing to be vulnerable with each other, listen to each other, have a heart and a concern, genuine concern for each other, family, without just trying to live your life your way, even though you're in a relationship with them. That is just not how it works. All right, family? So hopefully you guys got something from this. And that's all, family. Be Evolution, be the change that you want to see. And go get my books. Go get my books. Go get my books, right? Emotional Terrorizer is a book that really explains this, family. Look at how they broke up, right? Okay, so in my book, in Emotional Terrorizer, I talk about even when men and women have children together, in a heated argument over one disagreement, they will separate and leave their children to every negative statistic that's out there that goes along with single parents, or raising your parents by yourself, or even having a co-parent now. So like for them, I'm sure that they wanted to raise their child in the same home, their child to have a mother and daddy in the home, to have those close connections and see both of them on a daily if possible, interact with them at both of them on a daily if possible, have that model family. But over this disagreement right here, they severed all of that and left that to be. So it shows you that like we're not really willing to sacrifice for our children over our own emotion. So we are in fact emotional terrorizers. We are terrorizing our own life because of how we feel in the moment. That is crazy, because if you truly love your child, for the sake of your child, it would seem that y'all would have a conversation and work through this in a dignified way. But they are willing to now just separate. And now the child don't get a mama and daddy at home. That's truly sad. But anyway, family, get the book Emotional Terrorizer. It's live right now on Amazon. Go type that in. You can get that book, get it sent to you, read through it, make that your Bible while you navigate in this world, so you can see all the red flags that shows you when people will come into your life and destroy your life through their own emotions and desires, okay? They come to steal, kill, and destroy. Get the book, family. All right? Peace. I don't know why I'm about to just leave like that without showing it to you. The Emotional Terrorizer, family. Get the book, family. It'll change your life. All right? Peace.